Hey guys, it's Michael. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to a new video. Today we finally have a training vlog again. It's primary dips day, and today, before we're going straight into the workout, I want to explain to you how I used a strategy called reverse planning to schedule all the top sets for this upcoming training vlog. So stay tuned for the video. Okay, so let's take a look at what reverse planning is. As the name indicates, we don't start with week 1, but with the last week of our block, and then from the value we want to achieve in the last week of our block, we reverse engineer the whole block for that lift. So in today's example, I will explain to you how I did that for this week's dips block, not dips block, but dips training on my primary dips day, and how I'm planning to adjust it if it's not working out as I want to. So I took a look at what I want to hit in week number 5. Why week number 5? Because my usual block length is 5 weeks. It can be different for you, it can be 4 weeks, but for me it's 5. And 2 repetitions on 127.5, that would be a PR for me. I did a double in the last prep on 125, so I want to be better than that. So that is what I planned at an RPE of 9. Maybe it's going to be a bit heavier, but this is what I wanted to hit. Looking at that, I then calculated the values I need to hit for a double on each week to make this possible. So to get 127.5 at 9 in week 5, I used the King of Weighted calculator for that, a 121 double at an 8. The week before, I need a double at 114 kg, roughly at a 7. This is the week, this here is today. I need a double on 108 kilo at an estimated RPE of 6. And week 1, which was last week, I needed to hit a double on 102.5 at an RPE of roughly 5.5. And that worked out. So I didn't miss that, that was good. So I don't need to have any adjustments for today. So I'm going to have 2 repetitions on 108 kg. If this today here results in an RPE 7, I would need to cut down, oops, I was wrong. I would need to cut down this value by 5% because I will calculate 2.5 percentages plus minus, it's a German pronunciation, plus minus for every half RPE point I missed. So I hit today at a 6.5. Next week is going to be decreased by 2.5%. I'm sorry, a bit confusing today. If I do it at a 7, next week will be corrected by minus 5%. So it's always a minus. And same in the other direction. If I hit again the 5.5 here, I can increase next week's weight by 2.5% roughly. I will then always round to values I can stack in the gym. So how you start with a system like that is you just put your 1 rep max you want to hit based on the set that you want to hit in the King of Weighted calculator, and then you get the RPE table, and then you just pick out the values in the same row with the fitting RPE values, and then you can reverse plan. And this is the thing you need to do if it's not going as planned, and it's always not going as planned. So we might just end up again hitting 125 here, which would be still super nice for me, but of course a PR is always something that I aim for. Yeah, sorry for the small mistakes. I hope it was not too confusing. If it was, just let me know in the comments, and then I try to answer your question a bit less confusing.
Red plate progression. Red plate progression. Red plate progression. I think that was a proper RP6. Felt very, very good. So next week, 114 is set. After dips, we're going over to a few pull-ups, doing 3 sets, 6 repetitions at 37.5. Was planned to be around at 7 average. We now ended up a bit lower because the first 2 sets were lighter, but that's okay. We're first week of the block. I'm now doing 2 times a week pull-ups and 1 times chin-ups. In my previous block, I did 2 times chin-ups and 1 time pull, and I had a little bit of struggle with my forearms from doing too much chin-ups, same as I experienced in the prep. So as I now feel it coming back, very, very little though, so it does not harm any movement. It also did not cost me any strength, but I can feel it slowly coming back, and so I reacted and yeah, in this block corrected it to 2 times pull-ups and 1 times chin-ups. Maybe a bit more pulls will also help my muscle up. Maybe the chin-up will go down a bit because I have less practice, but usually it supplements each other pretty good because it's just the difference from this to this. So it's not too much. So don't be afraid to switch those 2 lifts around. Important reminder, whenever you're benching without a spotter, make sure to leave the clips of the bar, because you can fail even on light weight because you're making technical mistakes. And if you have the clips on, you cannot laterally get the plates off. So if you're benching alone, no spotter, no clips.
Unsere Welt ist eine grausame, sie ist dumm, sie kennt keine Ausnahme. Drehen Runden im Bett, bis wir aufwachen.
So bench is also starting to feel really, really good. I now really can incorporate my chest. Also, I now really can start to push through the underside of my wrist, similar to dips, which allows me to drive a lot of force into the bar, which is pretty nice. That was something I lacked in the past. You may ask, how did I improve my bench? Actually pretty simple. It's now the 2nd week in a row where I bench 2 times a week. So I cut it down my dip frequency to 2, and now that allows me to also to also bench 2 times a week. Why? At the moment, I just have time to play around. a bit. There's no competition inside. So I said to myself, my bench is much too weak and I want to improve it. So that's why I'm now doing it 2 times a week, because I always felt technically so detrained whenever I benched that I couldn't really enjoy it, because it felt so often I needed like 2 sets to just get into the movement, and then was 1 or 2 sets just left over. And yeah, that was just not nice. So now with 2 times a week, it feels pretty good. And I'm actually looking forward to push some loads here on the bench today. Top set was 100 kg. Pause, I'm looking for like, I'm counting 2 seconds on the chest, so it's probably a bit more than 1 second in real life. For 7 reps, 100 kg top set, and 2 times 95 kg for the back os. RPE roughly at 6 to 7, something around that. We're now going over to lat pulls, and to use some reasonable weights, I need to put the handle in both carabiners, because you can see this pulley here is a stationary one. So if I just use one side of the cable here, it's half of the weight written there. If I move both, then it's 1 on 1, and it's exactly the weight that is written there. So if you wonder why, even with lighter exercises, I tend to use full stack, sometimes it's then just half of the full stack. Now we are using the full stack if we would use the full stack. Starting with 50 kg, and don't judge me, but I'm now using lifting straps for the lat pulls, because the fatigue in my forearms is just so much less, and I can focus very nice on my lats, which is what I want to do at this exercise. I really can't go much heavier. As you can see, it's already lifting me up. So I might just go a bit lighter in the future and do a bit more reps than 8. But it's of course a lot more fun to push more weight or pull. That was my workout. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you also enjoyed the small explanation why I'm doing what I'm doing. And yeah, if you like this style of training, then you probably also like it if we teach you how to do it. So make sure to schedule a free consulting call for our coaching or mentoring service, so we can work together on your goals to improve your physique, your skills, your weighted calisthenics. So don't hesitate. Let's go book your free consulting call.